One of the major confusions when starting to use a HubSpot portal is the concept of marketing contacts. If you don't master this concept, there is a good chance your HubSpot bill will reach astronomical amounts. But then, what are marketing contacts? How do they differ from other contacts? How to manage them, and especially how to make the most out of this limitation. So marketing contacts are specific to HubSpot and should be distinguished from non-marketing contacts. In your database, each contact will be either marketing or non-marketing. The idea proposed by HubSpot behind this classification is to allow us to identify and segment the relevant contacts upon receipt of our marketing communication. In other words, you will only be able to include in your marketing communication, so email, ads targeting, etc., contacts identified as marketing contacts. Non-marketing contacts, on the other hand, will still benefit from the basic activity tracking and information gathering features of your HubSpot portal, but cannot be contacted by marketing assets. But then, why did HubSpot come up with this difference? Officially is to force us to restrict our communications to only engage with the most qualified leads, but another reason could be related to an economic reason. HubSpot allows you to import as many contacts as you want, but will charge you according to the number of marketing contacts on your portal. Therefore, the number of people you want to reach at the same time. Knowing this, it's important to understand how this feature presents itself in order to avoid some unpleasant surprises and get the most value from it. So now let's see how the marketing contact status work in HubSpot. Just a quick break to inform you that this video is part of a free training focusing on how to set up your HubSpot portal in the most efficient way possible. This free training will be divided into 7 big modules, each addressing a specific key point of your HubSpot portal. And each module consists into several videos that will go deeper into a specific functionality or feature of your HubSpot portal. If it's not already the case when you watch this video, the videos in this series will be published gradually and they will be added to this specific playlist. I have also prepared a private web page bringing together all the different content of this free training and some additional bonus content. So to benefit of this free content and to be notified for every new chapter that is releasing, I invite you to click on the link in the description below. So the marketing contact status is a HubSpot native single checkbox property for managing your marketing contacts. The fact that this functionality is managed by a property allows us to modify its value either manually, like this one, we can select contacts on our view and decide to set them as marketing contacts, or by automation by creating a dedicated workflow that we will see in the end of the video. Depending on your subscription, you are limited to a certain maximum number of marketing contacts. So when we get back to my example, we can see that I'm limited to 10,000. You will not get 10,000 marketing contacts. It's because it's a test portal, but I think for starter plan is 1,000 marketing contacts and for pro version is 2,000 if I'm correct. The thing is, if you exceed this limit, you will automatically increase your HubSpot bill by adding additional marketing contacts, and I think is around $225 for 5,000 contacts every month. Be careful when managing your marketing contacts. Adding new contact is immediate. So basically, you want to change these contacts will become marketing contacts automatically. But when you want to put a marketing contact into the non-marketing contact category, it will only be effective from the first day of the following month. So let's say you almost reach your limit. You want to take off 500 marketing contacts and add 5 new marketing contacts. On the day you do this, HubSpot will just think you add 500 more contacts and will charge you more every month starting from now. So please take this information into account during your updates so that you are not surprised when you receive your invoice. And now that we know what we are talking about, let's see how to manage your marketing contacts in HubSpot. The first thing to do is to define who should receive your communication. This limitation actually really forces us to prioritize our marketing efforts by sorting our leads, and I identified 3 main factors to define our marketing contacts. The first factor is the lead status or the buyer journey. If you're not familiar with those 2 terms, I created videos on that topic in this series. But actually, marketing communications are primarily elements of nurturing campaigns. However, not all your leads need the same attention. An unqualified lead will no longer need to be contacted after receiving a rejection email. Similarly, a lost lead who has completed the buyer journey without making a purchase from you is no longer intended to be contacted. You can then set these two examples to non-marketing contacts. On the opposite, a lead interested in your services but needing more information should be prioritized in your campaigns and should be a priority in your list of marketing contacts. So the lead status and the buyer journey are different for each company. It's up to you to define the relevant criteria beforehand. Now that you have defined your criteria based on the buying journey of your leads, you can further refine your selection based on the engagement of your leads. For instance, by favoring contacts who interact with your contents and campaigns, and by removing people who have never opened one of your emails. An effective method to automate this measurement of engagement is to define and set up a lead scoring based on engagement, which will instantly judge the relevance of a lead to be marketing contact or not. Don't worry, we will go deeper into the lead scoring in the next video. And the last factor I identified is campaigns and lead rotations. This last method mainly applies to people carrying out prospecting campaigns. Instead of contacting 10,000 leads at once, you can do smaller prospecting batches and rotate leads for less engaged leads. Thus, you can refine your campaigns as you go along and ensure progressive qualified lead generation. So instead of sending one mail to 10,000 people at once, you can send 2,000 mails first month, change your batch, 2,000 other mails next month, etc., etc. By doing so, you will be able to refine the quality and the relevancy of your email to get more conversion rate, and you will not put too many qualified leads at the same time to your salespeople that might not be able to answer all the demand. So to change a lead from one status to another, we can, as I said before, simply select a group of contacts in our contact view and go to more and set it as marketing contact. We can also do it directly from lists. So you can have a list that will combine all the criteria for a lead to become marketing contact or not. And once you're in this list page, you can click on select all, more, set them as marketing contacts. And for users of a pro subscription or higher, you have access to the automation tools named workflows. By using workflows, so you can create a workflow, start from scratch, contact-based next, you will be able to set up as an enrollment trigger all the criteria that will make a contact become marketing contacts or non-marketing contacts. Click on plus, go to marketing, set marketing contact status, and if it's the marketing contact workflow, you choose set as marketing contact, and if it's the exit marketing contact, so to set them as non-marketing contact, you select the second option. It's really important, if you have access to this tool, to really define the good enrollment triggers here and for the non-marketing contact workflows. So by doing so, you will not have to deal with this marketing contact issue manually. I hope you enjoy this video. If it's the case, don't forget to put a thumbs up, to subscribe to this channel, and to save this playlist to make sure you don't miss any new chapter of this free training. And don't forget the link in the description below that gives you this free access to all the content of this free training, plus more additional content on how to set up your HubSpot portal in the most efficient way possible. For those who are discovering me through this video, I'm Grégoire, HubSpot expert for more than 7 years now, and I will see you very soon for more HubSpot tips.